So another way to graph a line is to do a table of values. Okay, you guys know what a table of values is? So a table of value is when you plug in, so you make a table, literally, X on one side, because which one is the dependent and which one is the independent? Do you guys remember that?
Can you say that?
That's like from a long time ago, like it won't, not in this course, we haven't studied it yet.
Just shook off my gray matter in my mind. I kind of remember.
So the X is the independent, and the Y is the dependent, always. Okay, so that means that Y depends on what the value of X is. X, you can plug in whatever you like. Go ahead. Try -10, try -50, try +1, try +10. Whatever you want, you can plug in for that X value because that's independent. Okay? Now the dependent would be Y, because it depends on what value of X you pick, you're gonna get a value for the Y. Okay? So usually for a value for a linear function, we usually pick easy numbers, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. In this case, I'm gonna get 5 points. I don't need all of them, but it doesn't hurt. Okay? So on the X, we're gonna put these values. So -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Could you pick any other numbers?
Yes.
Yes. You can pick whatever numbers you want. They don't have to be in order or anything like that. Now what do I put on the second column? The Y value. Okay? So what do I have to do? I have to take the X value and plug it in. Okay? So I'm going to show you for the first column. So if I have to do the 3, plug in -2 for X, plus 2. What's 3 times -2?
6.
-6 plus 2, -4. So this is telling you that when X is -2, when X is -2, Y is -4.
You said you can never have two equals on the same line.
That's correct. And I'm breaking my rule just because I don't have room. Don't do that. Technically, I should be writing. I'm happy that you guys remember this.
My mind goes a mile,
So
1,000 miles an hour.
basically, this is what I should be writing. There you go.
Yeah.
Does that make it better?
Yeah.
Better? Okay, so when X is -2, Y is -4. That tells me that you guys are listening. I'm happy, thank you. Are you guys okay with this? It's called a table of values. Okay? So, second one, I'm gonna plug in -1 in for X. You guys remember BEDMAS? BEDMAS tells you have to do your multiplication first.
Yes.
So 3 times -1 is -3. Plus 2 is -1. Just gonna give myself some room
So X equals -1, Y equals -1.
here. In this case, yes. X equals -1, Y equals -1. Times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. Three times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. Is it okay if I just keep going here? So you see that these are my points right now. -1, -1, 0, 2, 1, 5, 2, to 8. Okay. So after I find my table of values, I have to actually plot these points on my graph. Very important that we know how to do this. Where would I find -2, -4?
Well, you mark the lines on the graph now.
So this is x, this is y. Where's -2, -4? -2, and then I go down or up? Down to -4. If you don't know how to locate this, please come and see me after the lesson. -1, -1, so it's -1 and -1. 0, 2. 1, 5. I'm not going to be able to place my last point because it's 8 and 8 is way up there, and it's okay. How many points do I need to graph a line?
2.
2. I have 4 here, more than enough, right? So all what I have to do right now is join all these points. Hopefully I can do that from the first row. I'm going to try my best. It's not going to be 100% on this. It should be passing through this point just because I can't 100% get it. If you guys need a ruler, I have extra rulers on the side here. So just come and grab one. And you can keep it if you want. Anyone else that needs one? What would you need? Need what? Yes.
Like if you go for the last one, like
Yeah.
2 and 8,
Yeah.
like 2 on the x is like in the right side, right?
Yeah.
And the 8 one will be like over there.
Yeah.
Like how will you join this 2 then with this
So
line?
if I actually extend this, it's gonna pass it.
Yeah, I know, but how can you join this 2 with that then? The positive 2 on the x-axis.
Sorry, can you repeat your question?
Like it's like in 2, right?
Yeah.
For x, the last one. Where's
Yeah.
2 for x?
This one?
Yeah, x, this one.
So it's gonna be here.
Okay, and then the
That's
8.
2, and then the 8's gonna be here.
Like how will you join this in this line? You just draw the line. Like, you join.
You have to extend your line. Your line is gonna keep going.
Yeah, I know. Like, but the 2 will not come out of that line then.
It will. No, the point is gonna be right here. The point is
2
gonna
and
be,
8.
your point is gonna be right here.
Yeah, I know. But you need to draw another line then.
No, it's gonna, if I
It's
extend this
on
one,
that.
it's gonna pass it, look.
Yeah, I know. But what about the 2 then?
What do you
on
mean the
x.
2? The 2 is,
Yeah,
the 2
this one.
is
Follow the
part of
2
the
up to
point,
the
is
8.
part of the point. 2, 8 is 1 point,
Yeah, okay.
okay? It's like 1, 5.
Continue on the line.
It's
going.
like 1, 5. You're just locating the point, right? The 1 is not going to be on the line. It's the point 1, 5 is going to be on the line.
And then the question is like x is independent.
Yeah.
And y is dependent.
That's right.
Like, what if the question is like x is equal to 3y then plus 2?
Then
In
they
that
will
case-
switch. In this case, X is the independent and Y is the dependent. Okay? But 90% of our questions are going to be the other way. Y is always, the vertical line is always your dependent. Okay? Now, so far we found two ways of line. One way would be to do the x and y intercept, and the other way is to do a table of values. One more way is called the slope and y-intercept form. So your line has to be, your equation has to be in slope y-intercept form in order to be able to use this format. Okay? So, first thing that you want to do is you want to rearrange the equation into the form of y equals mx plus b. If your equation is not in that format, you can't use this method. Where m is, what did we say m is? M is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. Good. Does any of you remember a formula for the slope?
Y is equal to mx plus b.
So what does m? M, the slope is what? Rise over run. There's a meaning for that. What does rise over run mean?
Rise is, you'll have your gravitation.
So rise is which way? Up or down, right? Depends on which direction you're moving. And run is always to the right. It's horizontally to the right. So if I'm looking at this, right? I have rise by 2, let's say, and then run by 3. Okay? So rise is going up, run going over. So my slope is going to be 2 over 3 because it's rise over run. I'm going to erase this one right now. Okay? So when I'm looking at a slope, I'm looking how much is this line going up by. I look at how much does it rise versus how much does it run. We're going to learn how to do that. Okay? So first what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to plot B. B is the y-intercept, right? So it's easy to find. So when I have the equation, whatever that value is, that's going to be my y-intercept. Okay? After you find your y-intercept, then you're going to use the slope, which is rise over run, to complete the graph. Okay. So first thing, I have to put the equation in the form y equals mx plus b. Let's look at this example. Is this example y equals mx plus b? Is y by itself and everything else on the other side? No, I have to do that. Okay? So let's do it. What do I have to move to the other side? The 3x, because I want y by itself. When I move the 3x over, it becomes negative 3x. Opposite of positive is negative. How do I get, yeah, you're still not happy with it.
I just don't, I don't like how you're, I don't understand how you find positive 4.
It's because it's 4.
Already a 4, it's just already a 4.
Yeah, it's already a 4, yeah. So that means it's a positive 4.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? Now, how do I get rid of that 2? Divide by 2. Remember, I told you have to divide each term by 2, so this way you don't do the mistake. So y equals to negative 3x over 2 plus 4 over 2. So we're going to simplify. 3 over 2 doesn't simplify, right? And then 4 over 2 is 2. Now look at this equation and tell me, what is your slope? Negative 3 over 2. Good. Does that mean your line is going up or going down?
Going down.
Going down, because you're going negative, right? I'm going down. Okay? So that means the steps is going down. Now, what is your y-intercept?
2.
2. Excellent. So, this is your y-intercept, and this is your slope. Are we okay with that so far?
The only thing that bothers me is that you got negative 3/2, right?
Mhm.
It's just kind of confusing that the whole fraction is a negative, like the 2 is a negative.
No, it's only one of them is a negative, and then we'll always go with the top one. So it's negative 3/2. Okay? If the whole fraction is a negative, then it's going to be negative 3/2, which is 3/2. Positive, right? Which is not the same thing. If you're saying that both of them are negative, it's going to make it positive. So let's not worry about that.
So you can't have a negative 3/2. Like, I mean, you see how you have the negative sign next to the division sign, like
Right
it's
here?
like aligned with the division sign.
Yeah, you can. So this is, you mean?
Yes.
Like this?
Yeah.
You can, right? But you have to.
They're both negative, right?
No, that means one of them is negative. When they're both negative, that makes them positive.
Yeah.
Right? So one of them. And we usually go with the numerator as negative. Okay?
Yeah.
Because the minute that you put both of them negative,
It's positive.
it's positive, so it's not the same thing.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing I have to look at is my y-intercept. Where is my y-intercept? Where is my y-intercept?
Positive.
That's your 2.
At 2. So it's right here or right here?
No.
Right here? Okay, thank you. So that's my y-intercept. The slope is rise over run. That means it's negative 3/2. So which way do I go?
Yeah.
Down how much?
3.
3. Rise means it's going down by 3 in this case. Okay? So I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to end up here, right? You guys agree with that? I'm going down 1, 2, 3. I want to hear a yes.
Yes.
Good. Then I have to go over by how much?
2.
2. So 1, 2. This is where my second point is. What's positive? Yeah, but I went down. You can't go both negative because that makes it a positive. Right? If you go down 3 and then to the left 2, you're making it a positive and it's wrong. Right? That's why I say always take the negative with the x. Okay? Because then you know that it's going to be going down. Sorry, with the 1. Because you know that you're going down. Okay? So right away, put it in your mind. Since it's negative, I have to go down and then to the right. Always. So, we went down 1, 2, 3, and then over 2. Down 3, over 2. I'm going to find one more point. So from that point, I have to go down 3. 1, 2, 3, and then over 2. 1, 2. Do we get that? No. What
Why
part?
did you go for the second time?
I'm just finding another point. Right? I can stop right there, and I can graph my thing with 2 lines.
Just to convince yourself that the formula is correct, you're adding more
You're
points.
actually adding more points. This is just to add more points so I can have a clear line.
So you can have another one as well, right?
Yeah, you can keep going as long as you can
1,
fit
2,
them.
and 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2.
Yeah. Right? And then I can cheat and go like 1. If I want to go up, then which way do I go? If I go up, which way do I go? To the right or to the left?
To the left.
To the left, because I have to account for the negative, right? So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. So my next point is going to be here, right? If you want to do that, you don't have to do that. But sometimes I don't have room on the graph, and I have to go in the opposite direction, and I need to make sure that my directions make sense. Okay? So let's say if you decided that, okay, you don't want to go down, you want to go up 3, right? If you want to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, then your 2 has to go to the left to accommodate for that negative. Okay? So then this is where your next point is going to. Do we understand that? So either we go down and to the right, if it's negative, or we go up and to the left. Okay? I'll get back to the stage to